And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Cities Skylines. Getting recovery going here. It's slowly building up. We're adding between 500 and 700 people every week, and it's kind of slow goings. Lots of abandonment. You know, commercial sector was really hard hit because obviously we didn't have the people, we didn't have the goods. And so, things and stuff happened, all sorts of shenanigans. So the whole sort of system collapsed. And I'm sure I could let this run, for the next 8 hours, and the city would slowly, ever so slowly, build back up again. I've kind of done some tests. I cleared out the abandoned the destroyed structures in here to see what would happen, and nothing really happened here. One thing is education. We have enough elementary schools. High schools, on the other hand, we have a lot of high school age people that couldn't find a school. So I added like 3 over here. I went up to here to try to encourage people to use the monorail, so I added 4 up here, and I mean they all filled up really, really fast. And the monorail, 370, that's not too bad, but not the best either. As far as other mass transit goes, we're moving a lot of people, but as you can see, like, this entire commercial sector up here was completely abandoned. We have, commercial over here completely abandoned. Like, yeah, it really hit hard. So it's going to take forever to build us back up again. Now, I don't have forever. I don't have forever. I can't sit and let this run for 8 hours because I need to get some recording done so we have some more episodes. But yeah, we have a serious amount of abandonment, and it's rebuilding ever so slowly. It is rebuilding, but I don't think it's fast enough. I'd like to enact the demand master and see what happens when we just tweak one of the demands. So we're going to simulate sort of a mortgage fire sale here, and we're going to say, hey, we have all of these lots that are destroyed, and we need people, so the prices would be cheap. After a flood like that, a lot of people would move out, but enterprising folk would say, hey, this property is way cheaper than it was, so I think that was kind of a once in many lifetimes wave that came up here. So we're going to simulate sort of a rebirth, so to speak. Government bailouts and all sorts of things that would happen in an event like that. And so we're gonna artificially raise residential demand, and we're gonna see what impact that has on commercial and industrial. So we're gonna take this and we're going to raise this demand up like 70. That sounds good. Industrial or residential demand. Raise that up and see what happens to residential. I'm hoping that we get a massive inflow. Oh yeah, look at that. We got 3 immediately starting to build over here. I'm sure some of our high density areas are gonna have some regrowth because the hipster neighborhood, we had several people abandoned here for reasons. Crime rate, we've kind of taken care of that now. Initially the crime was very, very high because we had a lot of police stations that were taken out. I even put a hospital over here to try to bump up the attractiveness of these neighborhoods. But we can see we have a lot of development. I want to kind of track keep an eye on this number down here to see if this demand stays there or if it goes down. We have a lot, yeah, we have a lot of development out here. And we have so many lots, so many areas of demand, or of empty lots. You know, the entire city is just packed full of them. Oh yeah, you can see here lots of things going on. It's hard to get an overview of just where the people are going to go, because there's just so many areas that were just devastated. Okay, that residential demand, we're gonna raise that back up to 70, and we're gonna fix it. Because I want to see what happens when we keep that demand super high and some of these neighborhoods, I saw some more smiley faces there. And I want to, you know, commercial and industrial should follow suit with this many new people coming in. We should see an influx, and we gotta watch our education as well. We have one high school over here. I think we could probably do with another one, or two, or three, or whatever. So we're gonna slap a few next to this bus stop and this train station. See if we can't get a few more people using our mass transit to get to school. Eligible. All right, we're finally have, we're just on the cusp of having enough. And I'm thinking, let's see, what's a good way to see a whole lot of development? What's a good overlay for that? Population, maybe? To see where all the development is going in. I was kind of hoping to see like just massive numbers of developments going on here, but the city might be a little too big for that. Oh, we have some, this sort of filled in a little bit. How is our, yeah, see, our commercial and industrial, those are basically, I mean, all three were basically stuck at, you know, 2 demand. So there was a very, very slight demand for everything. Let's go over here. Our city is so big that there's probably a lot of buildings that have households that are available. So it's like, do those fill up first? What priority? What are the priorities here? We have office buildings that look like they're actually not doing too bad. But look at the commercial sector. Look at this. Look at all the abandonment in here. Like, it's just gutted the commercial downtown district. Still have a little bit of tourists going on. I'm not sure what tourism. Oh, we actually have quite a few tourists, believe it or not. Tourism hasn't really fallen. Oh, there's some more development. See? I'd like to see that. And we are making money. We are kind of bouncing around, but we're ever so slowly making a little bit of money back. So that, you know, the total cost of that disaster, you know, was in the 20 to 25 million range. Now, I think the game sort of scales those numbers. So if we look at any old building, You can see 480 a week. So I think like police headquarters 1600 a week. I think you could almost take any value in the game and either times it by 10 to get more of a real world example of what it would cost to run. So, you know, expenses. I would imagine a huge park like this costing more than $5,600 a week to run. I may be wrong about that. Obviously, I don't know how much it would actually cost because I don't own a giant theme park, but I would imagine that it would be quite expensive to run those. This area is actually filling in quite fast. It may not look like it, but there's a lot of houses. Yeah, there's another one there, another one there. They're just leveled. We got one building there. I'm hoping to see some commercial development. We actually have quite a lot of these commercial buildings ready to go. It's just really good. I'm hoping to see more of this. This is sort of just like a micro. Ooh, look at that. 2 over here. Oh, yeah, there's 2 there. There's 1 there. Oh, yeah, it's filling in quickly here. And look at our weekly change. 2,500, 2,600. Huge numbers of people coming in. Now, what are the educations of these people coming in? We have lots and lots of capacity for our university. So if it's mostly educated people coming in, then that's good, but likely not. Likely it would be uneducated people coming in. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's some more development. And let's go see. It's really hard to see in here because they basically go from abandoned to not abandoned. But we have, I mean, we're getting quite a bit. Oh, look at the commercial in here. Just devastated. What I'm hoping with a huge influx of people, we get a huge influx of commercial demand, which then leads to industrial demand, which leads to more residential demand, which we're already artificially raising. So, yeah, this whole area was all abandoned. So the fact that there are some buildings now coming in here is good. That shows that we are indeed getting some sort of progress going on towards rebuilding this area. And I did upload the city versions. There's 3 different versions. Oh, look at that, 3 or 2 here. I did upload those for Patreon, so check out the Patreon page for the download links. And towards the end of the series, I will tweet out the link for everybody, just in case you wanna play around with it. So the 3 versions are, you know, the city before the flood, the city just after the water receded when everything was devastated. All right, these looks like they're coming in nicely. And then the version where basically all of the plots were visited. Oh, look at that, 4 right in here. Nice. Ooh. I do like the visuals of the destruction. It really does. They did a good job. I know it's sort of randomized, but that definitely looks like a destroyed structure right there. They did, the art style on that is pretty good. Some sort of like maybe a stove or something in there. Some appliance was just destroyed. There's another one over here. Really looks like something got obliterated. So yeah, 2,600. Yeah, we're adding quite a lot of people now. Not really any change to commercial, or yeah, there's still commercial and industrial is still sitting right there. Elementary, I can tell we're getting more elementary in there. High school is not doing too bad. It's floating around. I'm sure it'll spike. You can see all of the new people in here. You can kind of tell where a lot of your population is being added because of all of this. Because mostly uneducated high school is and elementary. That goes without saying. Oh, wait, look at that. Our little neighborhood is finally rebuilding itself. Ever so slowly. Even with this high demand. I didn't max it out. But oh, there was one that just built there. Now I forget if people actually have to like driving home. If they have to actually move in, I think they do. So you know they have to actually drive into their lot to take ownership of it. Oh yeah, we got a couple more back here that developed. There's one there and there. There's one there I can see developing. There's one over here. There's another one right there. Just sort of glancing at the screen here, you can kind of see which ones are growing. There's one over there. There's one down here. This one looks like it's upgrading of all things. Still about 2,700 people. We're almost back. I mean, we're 100,000 short, which, you know, given 2,800 new people a week. Oh, wow, look at that. Like 4 of them all in here, all developed. You know, we're looking at, what, 50 months, 50 weeks? Maybe even 40 weeks to get back up to our former glory. Now, I'm not sure what effect that's going to have on commercial. You would think that all of these new people, I mean, we might be massively inflating our unemployment. So we have, yet again, 10,000 jobs available, but we are sitting at 4% unemployment, which is mostly uneducated. So are all of our uneducated jobs full? We have quite a lot of abandoned structures over here that could be used for peoples. Anybody? Yeah, see, for some reason our monorail traffic has dropped dramatically, and I don't know why. Still a whole lot of commercial abandonment over here. Yeah, otherwise, you know, it's one of those things that you could just sit and let it run for a while, and it would have recovered. It would have had no problems recovering. This is actually recovering. This was all abandoned in here. Pretty much 100% of this was all abandoned. So this is actually recovering nicely. Hoping to see a lot more recovery in our industrial sector. Are you guys gonna get the green light? There you go. A lot of trucks. Holy cow. Look at all the trucks. You usually don't see these haul packs just cruising around the road. Those are typically way too big for that. But, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of cool to see them cruising around. Yeah, in actuality, that haul pack would take up, like, both lanes. These things are absolutely massive. Like 12-foot tall tires, and look at our income. I don't think we've ever had 100,000 weekly income in a single week like that. I don't know where that is. That income coming from all of our new residential? Look at this area is just about ready to go. I mean, yeah, the flooding is a distant memory now. I mean, it was many years ago. Oh, look at, we still have tons. This is all commercial in here. So this is all commercial. Industrial is actually, looks like it's slowly coming around, which is going to radically increase our traffic. And yeah, not a whole lot of people using our monorail anymore. Just sad. I think this is all commercial. Yeah, this is all commercial down here. And let's get... This is starting to recover. This was all flattened in here. Like, this is kind of the brunt of the wave hit a lot of this. We got all of this down here, all uneducated. So a lot of employment down here. So much traffic. Petroleum is doing great. Paper could... Where is paper coming in at? I know I have a big warehouse for paper down. There it is. Should I add a... Let's add a road. Right there. Prison is doing okay. Maybe that paper will now see sort of a better route and be able to deliver it, because we have quite a few freight trucks available. So I'm hoping to see... There we go. Paper products. Good times. I did go around and slowly find all of my disaster response and turn them off. And yeah, so far, no, like we've added lots and lots of people. Looks like commercial might be, you know, coming around. It is populating slowly. This area down here, just devastated. Absolutely devastated. Obviously this neighborhood took the full brunt of the disaster. And how is our power? Power is fine. Obviously water is fine. We have a fire over here. Any fire trucks in the neighborhood? There's one. So this commercial sector, I think this is pretty much all commercial, if I remember right. Yep. It's actually offices. This is all offices. So we have lots of office space once we start getting education going. Do we have... Every once in a while, I'll find something that I have to rebuild. I've really kind of combed through the whole thing carefully in attempts to find all of the things. All right, you got the dead body that was up there. Okay, good. So education, our first major classes of high school are starting to graduate from the initial build up. So that is good. But I'm guessing we're going to have a lot of elementary coming into play. Yeah, there's a lot of kids sitting around. So I'm gonna keep the high schools where they are and keep track of all of this. Look at this, neighborhood is almost completely rebuilt. How about that? Aside from the commercial, which will hopefully catch up. How are we doing? Still 4% unemployment. I mean, that's not bad. And as people get educated, they'll find even better jobs. So second, third generation folks from the city will do a bang-up job of getting the city back to what it was doing before. Now I do have the mod on here that where citizens age slower. It's not tuned to be super high, but hey, look at that. Our hipster neighborhood is completely repopulated. That's good. That's really good. Let's go high school. This high school tab really shows me where a lot of the development is going on. Up here, this neighborhood was largely untouched up here, so I really wasn't expecting a lot of movement there. But look at this area down here. Yeah, all sorts of redevelopment. And then down here, this neighborhood was also devastated with the flood. So we still have problems of not enough raw materials. I'm not sure. He's farming raw materials, so we should have these farmers like delivering goods. Like, are you going to deliver? No, you're not going to deliver there. Because why would you deliver to something that is desperate for things? Because he'll go abandoned if he doesn't get anything. Anybody coming down here? Oh no, he's going there. Delivering products. Yeah, he abandoned already. Wow. That's unfortunate. We have plenty of products. It's just trying to get them where they need to go. Lots of deliveries have to happen. I like how this, like, high crime, and it's right next to a police headquarters. Like, where are the cops at? All right, well, city is recovering as far as residential goes. I'm not sure why commercial and industrial hasn't caught up. We're sitting at 325,000. So 75,000 more, and we'll be right back to where we were. And yeah, no commercial or industrial change at all, which is kind of surprising. Yeah, lots of workers are available. Not of them, you know, they're not exactly the highest educated in the world, but we have little bits and pieces. Oh, this one just started construction. Good. And yeah, this neighborhood is almost completely, residential-wise, almost completely rebuilt, which is awesome. And the residential, the majority of the residential in the rest of the city is also rebuilt. So now it's just a matter of trying to get commercial and industrial to respond to all of these people. And maybe we just have to let it mature and let the city mature a little bit. Get some education going, and then they'll be ready to move on in. All right, well, that's going to have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.